big stunner is that the Bengals beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and Gascon said he thought it might be the greatest upset in NFL playoff history. I can't go there, Rob. I mean, I don't have anything off the top of my head, but I am not. Look, again, the 7-point favorites, I picked the Chiefs. I thought they'd win, but I'm not like totally stunned by this outcome. You know, the Chiefs obviously had their
with them being up 21-3. I'm talking about
the way that ended. But I'm just saying, like if we did this topic on First Things First. The question, because Nick Wright was being obnoxious, and I told him about himself.
So,
but he was
how
saying,
did Nick handle it? He made excuses.
He struggled. No, he admitted it's the worst loss of his career, of his life. He's handling it the worst. So he owned it, and he did a great job. It was a good show. We had a lot of fun. But the question last week, Rob, we posed was, what's more likely, a Chiefs blowout or a squeak, this Bengals squeaking by when a win? And Nick, of course, was adamant that it was going to be a Chiefs blowout. And I was like, no, I think what's far more likely is the Bengals squeak by and win. Now, again, I didn't think they were going to do it. I didn't think they'd win. But I was saying, I'm giving them a chance. Maybe it's just me. I thought they had a chance. I mean, the Chiefs, we know they didn't look like world beaters this year. They looked like one of the best teams in the NFL, but
they weren't like, we saw it. We saw the flaws.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it was an upset. It was a big upset, but I wouldn't go biggest in NFL history. But go ahead.
I was going to say, probably my takeaway, and we saw this, Chris, this is what happens in the playoffs. The thing that you struggle with during the year comes back to bite you, right? The Packers, special teams. What happened, Chris? Block punt, block field goal, right? That special teams was a problem all year.
Yep.
The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes threw an unbelievable amount of interceptions this year, the first time.
Well, I wouldn't go.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying in his career amount? For him. Yeah, he never threw more than 5, Chris.
Yeah, but he's only in his 4th year of playing.
Yeah, but he was.
But he had 12, 13.
He had.
I mean, he didn't lead the league. He had 12.
No, but for him, I just thought it was a lot for him. And their defense, we've seen them give it up as well. The defense, right?
13. I'm sorry, 13 interceptions he had.
13, right? Okay.
He had 12 his first year.
Right, not counting that. I'm talking about once he got to be who he is.
Well, his first year was ridiculous. He went through 50 touchdowns, won MVP.
I thought it was his second year.
His first year playing. His first year, of course. I'm not counting the year he sat behind Alex Smith.
Right. Okay.
So his first year actually playing, he was 50 TDs, 12 picks.
And then what did he do the next 2 years?
Only 26 touchdowns, 5 picks.
Right.
Then 38 touchdowns, 6 picks last year, and then this year 37 13.
Yeah. And I thought this was narrative changing for Patrick Mahomes. Yep.
Wow.
Narrative changing. And from this standpoint, Chris, I think people walked around saying he was the best quarterback in the league. I think people always were going to give him the benefit of the doubt, even when he played poorly. I don't think that that's the case anymore. He had carte blanche because people saw the things that he did at such a young age. He was magical. He was amazing. He was this. Even you said he was Jordan-esque. Like right. you couldn't help yourself. This is one of the reasons why I've always said it's just too premature. Like, you got to be careful. A career's a long thing. It takes a while. There'll be some setbacks before you can really tag somebody with that. But that being said, here's why I think it's different now. Because we saw flaws. We saw, we took the makeup off. And there are other guys out there now. We don't know what the future holds. Before, I think it was, he's going to be going to the Super Bowl competing every year. I don't know that anymore in the AFC with some of the other quarterbacks, with what's going to happen. How long is Andy Reid going to be there? What changes are coming to the Chiefs? Things have changed. And I think that mystique about him and how great he started has changed for people. I'm not saying people think he's a bum, Chris. Not at all.
Right.
I just don't think that he has the same aura that he had, the same feel, or like when you thought this dude is Superman. I talked about a cape. He has a cape on.
Right, right.
That's been lost. And I think people will now take him at face value more so, Chris, than giving him the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm talking about has changed with Patrick Mahomes.
Well, let me ask you this. You said, everybody was saying he's the best quarterback in the league. I still say he's the best quarterback in the league. Who would you say now?
Well, I can't say he is because, the last couple of, I think 3 years now, I don't know what the vote total is. He doesn't have one vote for MVP in 3 years, which is shocking.
So, I doubt, are you saying, is it Aaron Rodgers? Would you say he's the best quarterback in the league?
Yeah, right now playing
with
the best
all his playoff
even with his playoff
this is what we're talking about with Mahomes.
Even with everything, I'm talking about if you were to say who's the best, and his perfect example was the Pro Bowl, the All Pro.
Yeah, but
no, All Pro, not Pro Bowl. No, I'm talking about the one that's voted with the best player at every position.
Well, he was the MVP.
No, he was voted starter. Tom Brady.
Right? No, I know, but I bet you.
But Chris, I'm just asking. He hasn't gotten a vote for MVP in 3 years. That's shocking to me. Shocking.
Well, first of all, in football, only a couple people get a vote every year. Like this year, probably Rodgers and Brady are the only two to get votes. Like I still, but here's where I agree with you, Rob. I do think that entering this season, even though Rodgers was the MVP, I do think most people, and as I'm watching the television and the different commentators and listening to the radio, I feel like most people said Mahomes was the best quarterback in the league. Obviously, by far, the best young quarterback, right? People talked about him as he could be the GOAT and all that. And he was viewed as the best. I do agree with you that now I think there will be a major debate. I'm one that says he's still the best. There are others, many others, but there are many that would say he's not. Some, I don't know how, some might say Rodgers. Obviously, he's had his playoff struggles. Right. But some might say Rodgers. Some might, let's see, if Burrow wins this Super Bowl, and even if he doesn't, if he plays well,
some might say
story. Burrow. Right.
Yep,
some might say Burrow. Would some say Allen? Maybe. But I'll give you this. There are competitors now. Like it was Mahomes is up here, and even the other elites outside of like the older guys, Rodgers and Brady, are below him.
Agree.
Right. And
but
so
that's not
now,
the case anymore, right?
I will give you that. So I'll give you that. But
all right, let me ask you this. The meltdown in the second half, and just how shocking was that? Like they were moving the ball in the first half, 21 points, easy as pie, and the second half, Chris, like almost nothing. Like you talked about, making plays with his feet, moving around, but nothing really worked for him. And actually, that huge sack that he took, he almost lost a football on a fumble. They got it back. There was a few things there that just where it didn't look like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, look, the contrast, which is actually historical, Rob G. If you have the numbers on the passer rating in the first half, it was like what was it, 149 in the first half? His passer rating?
Yeah, his passer rating in the first half was 149.9. Second half was 12.3. His QBR went from 98, which is almost perfect.
Right.
Because perfect is 100.
Right.
To 1.4. The drop-off of 96.6 is the highest from one half to another since they started keeping that stat in 2006 for QB.
Right. So that was stunning, the contrast. But I keep things in perspective. I know the history of the game, and this is the history. Like, right, and you know this too, Rob. Nobody dominant, and you said it in not in jest, but some people were thinking that. I would call them not students of the game. But I don't care how great you are. You're not making the Super Bowl every year.
It's
right?
humbling.
So you knew that, some people, they're going to make it every year. No, they're not. I said it.
Even when we talked about Brady and the 10-year gap between 10 years.
He's the GOAT, and he went 10 years without winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And here's the other, and this is why, for all those, I do still think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, still has GOAT potential, and I'm not backing off the Jordan-esque. And here's why I say that, Rob. Because even in this was his bad year, so to speak, right? That's what we're looking at right now. Rob, do you know he still tied the all-time record for touchdowns in a playoff, like a postseason? He tied it. He has 11. This, and he only had 3 interceptions. Now, I get it. He was bad in the second half. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending that.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Say
and the loss, he has to own it. It was, there again, a couple other people you can talk about. Mostly it was on Mahomes because he didn't get it done. I'm not denying that. But I'm just saying, let's understand. Tom Brady, again, the GOAT, never has had a postseason in which he's thrown 11 touchdowns. His highest is 10. Peyton Manning, some people think the best quarterback they've ever seen. His highest in a postseason was 9.
Best
and then the second highest was 6. Mahomes has 11 this year, 10 2 years ago in the playoffs. I mean, so, again, I didn't expect him to make the Super Bowl every year. Now, I expected more than 1 in these 4 years, right? But he's got 1, and, he's got a long way to go. I just think even a bad year, the dude's numbers are still through the roof. They still were a top team, and they had a tough loss. But you can't point to I'm not talking about, second-tier elite guys. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. You can't point to one who hasn't had some bad playoff games.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Dude
nobody's
won.
Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Nobody's saying that.
Get this. He's already won 8 playoff games. That's more than Aaron Rodgers since Rodgers' Super Bowl a decade ago. That equals Dan Marino's career.
Yeah,
so I ain't backing off. The dude's 8-3 in the playoffs. Peyton Manning was 11-13 until his last year in the playoffs. So, no, I'm not backing off.
When you talk about, though, Jordan-esque, here's the thing I saw on the internet today. In a 32-month span, this is Michael Jordan. You ready? 32 months. Won 3 championships. This is in 3 years, right? 32 months. 32 months is how many years?
It's not quite 3 years.
Not 3, because that's be 36. It's
2
less
years,
than that.
9 months.
Yep.
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, something like
he won 3 championships, won 3 scoring titles, named the NBA MVP twice, Finals MVP 3 times, and named all defensive first team 3 times, and didn't miss a single game in a 32-month span. Right. Incredible. And those are, when you say Jordan-esque, you're expecting a guy to be on that kind of level.
But that was 8, 9, 10 years into Jordan's career.
No, I get it. But when you use that because of the way he started, Chris, you were expecting him. You got to admit, you didn't think that they'd only have 1 Super Bowl.
No, I thought at this point he'd probably have 2. Gun to my head, I probably have 2.
2 out of 4 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And here's the other thing, too. Now, I'm not convinced of how many Super Bowls he could have. Like now you start to reevaluate and rethink about where the AFC is, Chris, what's going to happen the next 10 years. I mean, Mahomes could easily wind up with 1 or maybe 2 total in his career. Well, now with all these other guys in the way is what I'm saying.
And Brady Brady has kind of set a new bar where it feels like 1's not enough. We've killed Aaron Rodgers just for having 1. Peyton Manning's only got 2, and we know he didn't do much.
And
the last
one was a parting gift. It was.
But you're right. I mean, we did expect more from Mahomes, and I expect more. If he only ends up with 2, obviously, I've said GOAT potential Jordan-esque. That would be disappointing to me, and I'd be stunned if he only ends up with 2. So he's got to get 2 first. But I'll give you that, Rob. I do think now those are the questions that are going to face him. Is he the best young quarterback in the league? Is he the best quarterback in the league? Is he going to win another Super Bowl?
And can the Chiefs,
are they going
right?
to be? Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's what comes with when you lose. But everybody else, there's been those moments in their career. We didn't think Brady would get 7 or even close to that, right?
After he went through that drought,
after that
I didn't think he'd win again,
right.
Chris. There was real
That's
talk.
well documented.
Yes, I was right.
But
it just
yeah.
went wrong. And we want to
You were
hear
right
from
for
you
a
on
decade.
Mahomes. We definitely want to hear from you.